Hey, what is good? I'm Zeb, and today we have a look at team building in Persona 5 the P5X. We will go over how you should build your teams, what are good units that fit in every team, especially early on, and also I will give you some good beginner teams you could use if you start right now. So let's just go right into it. First, let's talk about the basic mechanics of team building. So you have one navigator, so that's just a character off field that will just buff your whole team. There are some different ones, but right now we have one defense. I think her name is Mayu, and one offense buffer that is Kaio, I think is her name. Also to note that depending on what navigator you play, you might need to change some units around in your team. Same for Wanda. You cannot change them. You can only change the personas. So you need to play your main character in every team. Also, you can change your weapons. It also impacts the team on what personas you play, in my opinion. Of course, that's something that will more impactful in the end game, since you can have better personas. You could run really good support personas and stuff like that. But yeah. And then we have the 3 on-field units that you can change. And here it's basically just like in every other gacha game. You want one DPS character, you want one support unit that is for the DPS character. In Joker's case, you want Rin, since she will debuff and that benefits Joker and stuff like that. So pretty basic. And on your last slot, in my opinion, it depends on what navigator you play and also what Wander's personas are. Let's say you have a persona with heals. Let's say I think Angel has an heal, right? Restores party HP. Even if it's not too much, you could still run it and play Kaio as your navigator and get shields up, right? And in that case, right, if you play a healing persona and Miyu, and on your last slot, you could technically play someone like Noe, since she is there to buff Joker, So you would have Rin as debuffer, Noge as buffer, Joker as DPS, Miyu as defense navigator to get the shields up, and on your Wander, you could play a healing persona to make up for the downtimes of Miyu's shields, right? So yeah, that would be one case where you would want to play no sustain character in your team. Of course, it depends on what content you play if this team might work out or not. Since if there's too much damage, you need a sustain character, of course. But just an example, you can be creative with your teams, right? You don't need to play the classic gacha thing with DPS, support, and healing. In Persona, you could be more creative since you do have personas, right? So if you don't have a debuffer, a good example would be Linan, since she has a defense down, AoE, and also a single target one. So yeah, that could be an option if you don't have a debuff unit. That is kind of how team building works, more or less, right? You can be a little bit more creative than in other games, in my opinion, since you do have personas. And of course, it depends on what content you play, but you might be able to play a more heavy attack comp on your main characters. And if you play on your navigator slot a more defense or a more shield sustain navigator, and on your personas you could also play an healing one if you want to play in heavy attack comp, for example for Joker. So that's kind of up to you. Also depends on the content you want to play. So now let's talk about some really good units that fits in nearly every team, in my opinion, or some good options if you don't have certain units. Of course, it's a classic. Leo is a really good character, and I don't have him. That's really ass, but shit happens. Yeah, why is Leo so good? It's basically because of his skill 3 that buffs one ally attack by a certain amount of percentage, depending on what level you are. But also, he will give power of friendship stacks that also increases ally attacks. So yeah, that's why he's really good. And on his highlight, or just his ult, he grants the targeted units that you will buff a maximum of the power of friendship stacks. So you are instantly stacked with that. Also, if your character is below 60% HP, also restores HP up to 60%. Also increases attack by 15% of Kamiya's attack. So yeah, it's pretty insane. So if you have him, you could technically play him on every team. Also, he has a shield that will also grant a power of friendship stack, which is also good. Yeah, basically Leo is a no-brainer in every team, especially if you don't have someone like Rin or stuff like that. So you just want a little bit more damage. So yeah, Leo, really good. And also what is really efficient on him is he will not fall off that much. His signature weapon, his 5-star one is insane. If you get that, he is easily one of the best support units in the game. He already is, but yeah, he's also future-proofed. Like I said, he won't fall off that much, especially if you have his signature. But yeah, Leo, if you have him, play him. He's a really good unit. Next up, we have Shun. He is really good. You should not sleep on him. Even though he is a free unit, he is really good. He can increase party's max HP and also heal the party's HP. And also greatly increase Shun's chance to being targeted by attacks for 2 turns. So you increase your max HP, you heal your team, and also he will take more likely the hits from attacks. Really good. His ult, again, increase max HP and also heals and do 1 damage. So yeah, basically he is a really good boss unit. So if you want to play SOS or just clear mementos bosses, he is really good. Yeah, you should not sleep on him. Build him, he's really good. And yeah, I mean, it's a bit of an, obviously one, but let's just take it. Morgana, good unit, good heals especially, and also he has follow-up heals, so you don't even need to heal with his skill to get heals. Sometimes he will follow up attack with heals, so Morgana is also a good unit. On top of the heals and of course the follow-up heals, Morgana can heal 1 elemental element. That is just a burn, freeze, shock, wind sweep, and just normal DOTs or just debuffs that are not stat-wise, right? So just DOTs. Also, when healing an elemental element, gain 1 chivalry stack. What does that stack do? Spend stacks to heal the party's HP. So yeah, pretty good. On her ult, she can revive 1 ally, and that is basically what is really good about Morgana, healing and the revive, especially early on, or if you are new to the game and you die a lot or stuff like that. Morgana is a really good unit. You can play in every team since healing and the revive suits every team, right? So if you have Morgana, she's also really good. The next option that would be really good for any team, basically, if you don't have Leo, for example, would be Tomoko or Noge, I think it's her name. The only reason why she would be in the team would be because her skill 2 grants 2 green leaf stacks and grants Cheer Song to 1 ally besides Tomoko for 2 turns. And Cheer Song is just increased attack by 30% plus 30% of Tomoko's attack. Also increases element accuracy by 15%. So if you don't have Leo, she is a good option. Same as for Haruna. If you don't want to build Tomoko, she is for free. If you clear velvet rooms or something like that. Haruna is also an option if you need a team buffer. First, she will increase the party's healing received and shield received, and she will get 2 childish hurt stacks. And her skill 3 increases party's attack by 10%. Also increases party's damage dealt by 1% for every 100 of Aurona's attack up to 38%. So she's really good in comms that will need to have where is she, Mew in it, since she will, hold on, let me just show you, since she will grant the team shields. And if you play Haruna, sorry, with Mew, you will increase the amount of shields you get, right? And also healing. So if you have Morgana with her in the team, you will get more heals. And also if you have Mew with Haruna, you will also get more shields. So if you have her, you don't need to skip her just because she will fall off in the future. Just don't over invest in her and you should be really good to her. So that's basically it for that video. If you have any questions about anything in Persona 5, just let me know and I will try to help you. If you have some videos you want to see or some topics that you don't understand in the game, you can also leave that down below and I will make one. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. But remember, stay classy, stay cool, and don't be a fool.